heavens to Betsy. Welcome to Working Crass Podcast. This here's Lauren.
Ooh-wee!
Yeah, there we go. That sounds good. And I'm Joshua. Thanks for tuning in to yet another week of crassness here at Working Crass Podcast. Now, we should start off this episode by letting people know that are listening on wherever you listen to podcasts and watching on YouTube that we are leaving. So we are going to another country. So if you're listening to the main episodes, which you are, we will be off for 2 weeks. Okay. These first couple weeks of October, we're going to be off. Okay.
Yes.
Just 2 weeks. Then we're back.
Then we
Back to normal, back to weekly episodes every single Monday, and Wednesdays on Patreon. So now, that being said, if you're a Patreon subscriber, we are not off. We pre-recorded episodes for that Patreon. So another reason why you should sign up for the Patreon. You're never going to miss a week of episodes. We're like, hey, they're paying for it. And also, they're our family members. So we'll go ahead and give it to them. So we pre-recorded a couple of those. But we'll be back. Also, if you follow us on Instagram, I've slowed down with the clips lately just because we're getting ready to, take our little honeymoon here. But
you're going to get back in the clip business?
Once we're back here, the second half of October, we are back in business. Weekly clips, weekly episodes, and bonus episodes every single week over on patreon.com/workingcrasspod. Let's get into the show. What's going on with Russell Brand? What's going on with him? Lauren?
I don't know.
Lauren, did he touch you? Did he fuck you? God damn. It's crazy. He's all over the news. Look, I've always liked Russell Brand. I've always been a fan of Russell Brand's. And I'm even more of a fan now. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. I don't know what he did. Right. I don't know if he did what they're saying he did. Nobody does. If you say you know, you're a liar. Okay?
You're a liar.
You're an absolute liar. Nobody knows what he did yet. Nothing. Everything is allegations. Nobody has confirmed anything. This is all... no charges have been pressed, okay?
Yeah, but there's so many people with theories.
No, there's so many people with the conviction of they know exactly what happened in the room with, like, every single situation.
Oh, yeah. They as soon as, a single headline comes out, they knock the gavel down and they're like, well, I've decided.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Russell Brand you're talking about?
Guilty.
Yeah, guilty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it because it's like it's really brought out the morons on both the left and the right. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, okay? I like Russell Brand and I've always been a fan of his. But man, Jesus Christ, the idiots on the left who are like, yeah, I knew he was problematic because I heard him talk about so and so already. So guilty. And then the idiots on the right who are like, yeah, he's absolutely innocent because he talks about so-and-so, and so I know he's innocent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the absolute assurance that you're correct, that you know what's going on, you know everything, you know what all this is, you know who's organizing it, you know who did it, you know the plan. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything, okay? I don't know if he did what they're saying.
A lot of people operate as if they were there in the room and witnessed it firsthand.
Absolutely. He's innocent. I was there. He did not put his penis in that woman's vagina as she described. I'm sorry, but that was all I heard. That was the only description I heard, was this girl whose entire appearance was blurred out. Her voice was modulated, so you couldn't recognize who she was. She didn't go to the cops with this, and she goes, "He put his penis in my vagina," and I'm like, "Oh no." Russell
the
Brand?
question is whether he did that consensually or non-consensually.
Yeah.
And if it was consensual, then he, I think, put it in the right place, unless
Yeah, no.
Maybe this is like a butt only lady.
You know what?
She's
now
like,
that I'm
she's like
yeah,
butt or nothing.
now that I'm reconsidering it, you know what, dude? Wrong hole, Russell Brand. Wrong hole. Cancel him.
Guilty.
He should guilty, dude. Wrong fucking hole, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I think the Working Crass podcast, our motto for all of these types of situations is we're always just going to come down on the side of due process, and whatever the evidence, comes out and suggests, then so be it. But
I'm always on, and that could be your position. I'm always on the side of the perpetrator. Whoever is being convicted of doing the worst shit, I'm on their side. Whoever's against the victims.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. I'm just being crass on our podcast called Working Crass Podcast.
Yeah.
I don't mean it.
Yeah. But I do think there's a bunch of people who have I don't know. There's weird, crazy conspiracy theories about this whole thing.
Oh, there's a lot of.
One of my favorites was this lady who was suggesting that he knew he's been guilty with this on his conscience all along, and so he started his podcast and speaking about anti-establishment things, and knew he would create a following of anti-establishment thinkers who would support him through anything. He planned this from the very beginning.
Yeah,
I was God.
He goes, I think I'll create a scheme so I can rape some women. It's crazy. Yeah.
I know exactly what will get him. I'll go against the military-industrial complex. That's how you escape me too. I got the perfect plan. I will go against the pharmaceutical companies.
I just, I have a completely clean history, okay? No one at any point is going to go back and accuse me of anything unless it's completely false. And then just like Russell Brand, I'll have no control over it and everyone will assume it's true. Everyone should really consider everyone really should consider what that means to just for a mass population to automatically believe an allegation as opposed to an actual conviction from court. An allegation could be true. It absolutely could be true. And then everyone is justified for hating him or whatever. It could also not be true. And then everyone who said, hey, maybe we're being a little presumptuous here, they would be correct and they would be justified. It's like there's no evidence, so it doesn't really matter. You can't be correct on this. The dumbest thing you could be is assured that you're correct on this. You know?
Yeah.
But everyone should consider what that would mean for them. Everyone should consider that anybody could say anything about you and you would lose everything, and you don't get to defend yourself, and you don't get to say that actually never happened. You could act throughout your life in the absolute best manner and conduct yourself in the most respectable and honorary and noble manner your entire life, and then have one or two people be like, he did this or she did that, and then you can't defend yourself, and that's it. That's the end of it.
And the other thing is, anytime, if media is to write about you, anytime you are reported on, they will include that in the story. Even if the story
100%.
has nothing to do with that,
100%.
it will always be associated with you.
And that's why, there's nothing in my past that they can get me on, okay? Because anybody who would accuse me of anything, they're gone, if you know what I mean. They're resting with the fishes.
You follow the Clinton model.
But no, we're completely innocent. And that being said, we will be on Rumble. So I did sign up.
Starting now.
We are on Rumble. No, I did. We do have a Rumble account now, or we have forever. Just go look us up on Rumble if you're on Rumble. I don't know what the tag is yet. I'll go put it on our Instagram or something. But we are going to be on Rumble now, just to see,
just to shake it up,
just to see what's going on, because people don't like jokes just as much as the establishment doesn't like it when you're anti-establishment. The establishment also doesn't like it when you joke about it.
Yeah. Establishment, they're very straight-laced. They have no sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like that this situation has created a whole new brand of content creators that I like to call Russell Brand truthers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole brand of
A whole brand of brands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of brand truthers.
Yeah.
We have an article, right? Yeah. All right, this article is Everything We Know About Kundalini, the controversial yoga practice by Russell Brand. Kundalini has a controversial past, with a former actress claiming it's no surprise that Russell Brand is
It
involved.
sounds like a great conspiracy theory.
Well, it's, Anyway, yes, it is a great conspiracy theory. A joint investigation by The Times, The Sunday Times, and Channel 4 led to a 90-minute documentary titled Russell Brand in Plain Sight, which was released on September 17th, 2023. At least 4 women have stepped forward and accused Russell Brand of sexual abuse accusations, which he vehemently denies. However, people online have started to draw connections between the investigation that is currently unfolding and the actor's past ties to a controversial form of yoga called Kundalini. Now, I'm not saying Russell Brand is innocent. I'm not saying that he's guilty. I'm just saying that let's focus a little less on the sexual abuse and a little bit more on the form of yoga that he practices. There's something fishy in this yoga, in the poses. It's something predatory about it.
And it ain't the coochies of the women practicing it.
Well, it definitely is. It definitely is. Those Kundalinis, they stink, my friend. Those yoga girls, oh my God, do they not shower? You know what I'm saying? Those hippie yoga girls with their armpit hair and their dreads, their white woman dreads.
Yeah, and they all smell like patchouli.
Oh, blech,
Yeah.
blech.
I thought Kundalini was a bean.
Oh yeah, it's a good bean. I'll tell you what, it's the best bean I
A
ever.
Kundalini bean.
It's the best bean I ever flicked in my life. No,
Yeah.
Kundalini. And what's funny is you told me about this article before we started the podcast. You're like, hey, I saved the thing about, they're saying that, his brand of yoga or whatever is
This explains
controversial.
everything.
And I was going to joke, oh, yeah, like Kundalini is like so offensive. And that is what it is. It's Kundalini yoga. It's like it's literally, if you ask me to name the types of yoga, Kundalini would be the first one I named. And then I couldn't name any other ones because I've never heard of another form of yoga. Like, isn't this the most popular form of yoga?
I think so.
It's like one of the most famous forms of yoga. Very controversial.
Yeah.
Practiced by Russell Brand, it has been linked to brainwashing tactics, rape, and abuse. Yoga, the thing that's supposed to put you at peace and like in the moment and at one and like away from it's linked to brainwashing tactics, rape, and abuse.
Is the yoga itself linked to that, or is it more so certain practitioners
of the
yoga happen to also be doing nefarious things?
Let's not ask questions, Lauren.
Let's
we don't want to ask questions at a time
Stop
like
thinking
this.
about it. Stop thinking too hard.
Thinking at a time like this, Lauren.
Stop trying to make it make sense.
Lauren, it's 2023 in America. Stop thinking and just listen.
Just listen and then make a claim with complete conviction.
Form a rash opinion and shout it.
And shove it down people's throats.
Just figure out what your team thinks and agree. Figure out what the other team thinks and disagree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brand is a longtime practitioner of Kundalini, a form of yoga with a controversial history that many have accused of using predatory and manipulative tactics against its followers.
Now, before we get too far into this, you were telling me stuff about like the fishiness behind the journalistic ethics of some of this.
Listen. These articles about Russell Brand that have come out, I'm not saying that he's guilty, and I'm not saying that he's innocent.
You're not making any judgment.
I'm not making any judgment on his actions or whether or not the people who were interviewed are telling the truth or not. All I'm saying is that it's two things. One, it's fishy when somebody who's very anti-establishment starts to get their character attacked by the establishment.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little fishy.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who speaks out against establishment figures starts getting their character assassinated by establishment figures.
Mhm.
Just a little fishy. Seems like a conflict of interest.
Mhm.
I hope that's not crazy. It just seems like a little bit of a conflict of interest.
Mhm.
Then you have these articles that were written about it, which all say clearly, they admit 100% that this started when Russell Brand started talking about anti-establishment talking points or whatever. He started making these videos.
Mhm.
He started being a YouTube personality, and they found that to be controversial and problematic. And so they launched an investigation
Mhm.
into the thousands of women who have slept with Russell Brand, because remember, he was a sex addict for a long time,
Mhm.
of which he's recovered and promoted recovery for addicts like throughout the majority of his career, written a
Mhm.
lot of books about recovery
Uh-huh.
and recovery from his bad decisions
Mhm.
and his addictions.
Mhm.
Very inspiring. I think it's great. But they found a lot of the women that he slept with during that period of time
Mhm.
when he was struggling with addiction, and were able and tried to, and by their own admission, tried to find people who were willing to say that he had done something wrong in their sexual encounters, that he had,
Mhm.
you know, whatever the allegations
Mhm.
are.
Mhm.
And they were able to find 4 women who were not willing to press charges and not willing to reveal their identities, but willing to talk to the camera and talk to the reporters and agree that this was
Mhm.
happening. So, just a little fishy that these people didn't seek out journalists to tell their story,
Mhm.
but journalists try to seek out people willing to tell this story. Just a little fishy. Those 2 things that I just mentioned, a little fishy, okay? I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm just saying it's fishy. It's curious. It's a little...
It's a little fishy, like the smells of the coochie of these women in the yoga classes.
It's just a little curious. Oh, 1 second. Okay, sorry. I was just testing the mic here,
Is it
making sure it's on.
audio good?
Audio's still good. Brand is now, but Lauren, here's the thing. I'm getting bogged down in the details here. We're talking about like rape accusations and, you know, manipulation and like a controlling type of person.
Mhm.
We need to talk a little less about those specific instances and a little more about his yoga practices and the different people who have practiced this form of yoga. More than a dozen of the Rama Yoga's Institute former employees, students, and business partners have spoken out about the culture of abuse they've suffered at the hands of what many ultimately called a cult. This was in 2021, the same year that Brand had allegedly begun platforming Kundalini more and more. Oh, it all starts to tie together. The pieces, the strings of yarn are coming together and pointing at the right places. Russell Brand is in trouble for his yoga techniques. I don't know, Lauren. This is wild. It's just like, of all the takes there, of all the articles, this is the only article over here on yourtango.com that's really willing to go there.
It's got the truth.
No one's talking about the truth. When you see all of these allegations, you got to look at the top.
You got to ask yourself, Building 7, why did Building 7 collapse too?
You got to think to yourself, is it really about this? Look into it. A former actress named Jules Hartley, who studied under the same spiritual teachers alongside Brand in 2011 and 2013. I guess not 2012. I guess they skipped that year of study for yoga, huh? Says the news doesn't surprise her. It's the same story. It's the same storybook, Hartley told Insider. It's power, it's control, it's manipulation. It's getting others to get sort of mesmerized, to get what they want. She previously noted that practicing Kundalini would get students high, as the intense breathing methods and strain could put them into a state where they were more susceptible to manipulation. Lauren, this is making me stupid. It's making me retarded just fucking reading this garbage. We asked a former actress, you know, we could have asked an academic. We could have asked a law professional. We could have asked a yoga professional. We could have asked anyone. We just asked some former actress. But I have a lot to say, so it's like, that's why you should interview me. I don't know, Lauren. This is crazy. This is stupid.
No, I think this is logical, rational, well-reasoned. I might be convinced. I might be convinced by this.
Russell Brand's response to the investigation could be viewed similarly. He's attempting to regain control of the situation and using his power and influence as an actor and manipulating the information to his own benefit. You know, this article is actually starting to sound like the way Russell Brand talks. We could use each other's energies and combine with each other so that we can come together as one and build a one bigger thing that's greater than us and greater than everyone. And I don't know where my body begins and your body ends, and we all have an orgy of love.
Because your body is my body. Yeah, I kind of think of it as like in Avatar, you know, the blood bending.
In Avatar: The Last Airbender, I know what you're talking about, but you can't just say Avatar, Lauren. The more popular Avatar is the James Cameron blue people, okay?
Oh, not that Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, the good Avatar.
The good Avatar. You know the bloodbenders?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe like if you practice this
That's
type of
Kundalini.
yoga, it turns you into a bloodbender.
Like,
And then you can like
have the force.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. At least that's what this article I think is telling me.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. You have the Imperious curse. You have the Cruciatus curse.
That's what you learn. That's what you learn in Kundalini.
Russell Brand has learned the Cruciatus curse. It's unforgivable and illegal, yet he's still performing it on muggles. Russell Brand accused of using the Cruciatus curse.
And sure, when he asked them, they said yes.
The Ministry of Magic denies allegations that Russell Brand has been using the Cruciatus curse. Oh, my God.
Man, we're going to get people up in here be like, how dare you not denounce Russell Brand, and how dare you talk about Harry Potter in the same episode.
Yeah. They
Both are evil.
Yeah, they will talk just like you were making them talk, though. How dare you? How dare you talk about this and talk about that? You made my internet experience bad today. I woke up and had a cup of coffee and said my internet experience is gonna be good today. Well, guess what, Buster? You fuckers made it bad. You fuckers fucked my day. I turned on the internet to hear people talk shit about Russell Brand. And you fuckers defend him? Fuck you, motherfucker. I'm sorry. Those are just the people that comment on. I'm not doing a specific voice. I'm doing the voice of people who comment on Working Crass podcast. I'm not saying that means anything about their intelligence.
No, I didn't think you were suggesting anything.
It's just most of the people who comment mean things on our clips and our videos happen to talk like this. And what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong. I'm special. Oh my God.
Okay, we're
gonna move on.
We're gonna move on. We're not even gonna finish it.
I can't read the rest of that article, Lauren. It's Kundalini. Yes, he does Kundalini yoga. Okay, it's an evil yoga, Lauren. It's evil. And when he does it, he's manipulating people. It's the Cruciatus
You're
curse.
right. And if you read about it too much, it gets into your mind, and then you
I
become
feel like
possessed.
they're doing Kundalini on me.
Yeah.
They're trying to do some manipulative Kundalini on me the more I read
You're
it.
right.
My brain is being manipulated.
Your brain is being Kundalini'd.
I say he's innocent. Just kidding. I also say he's guilty. I say both. Don't hate me.
I say he's guilty of Kundalini.
Oh my God. I say he's guilty of being awesome. If I'm the judge, I say guilty of getting lots of puss Hell yeah, Brand.
This just ran the spectrum of every opinion on the street.
I say he's a fucker and he needs to go to jail and he should have his platform taken away from him. And he's a right-wing conspiracy theorist. And he's also a badass. And he also knows how to fuck. And I also support everything he's ever done. See, now not we're not just going to have a specific
I think
group
you should
of
put
people.
that out as a clip.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
Just that.
Look, now we're not just going to have one specific group of people mad at us. We'll have all groups of people mad at us.
Which is what we wanted when we set out to do this podcast.
How dare you pick a side?
Pick a side, one of us. Pick a side, one of us.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's get away from Russell Brand. He's bad juju.
Yeah. Well, you try and get away from him, but you just can't sometimes.
You just can't. He uses that Kundalini.
He uses the Kundalini magic, puts you under a spell.
Avada Kedavra. Anyway,
Kundalini was devised by the same people who came up with MK Ultra, I think.
Oh yeah.
The K in MK Ultra stands for Kundalini.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're totally right. And the M stands for man.
And the M stands for Mr. Russell Brand. I'm just kidding.
All right, moving on. You sent this one, right? I think you sent this one.
I just saw the title of this, and I'm like, this seems like something we should talk about.
Yeah, no, definitely, 100%. I'm a teacher by day and a furry by night. Here's why you shouldn't judge me. Is she for real? A Salt Lake City school teacher is speaking out about her true passion, being a furry. When she's not helping shape the next generation in the classroom, Flint, 22, dresses up in a homemade costume and identifies as a Dutch angel dragon. In an interview with Caters on Friday, Flint revealed that she's been hiding under her fursona due to the negativity that surrounds the subculture. Furries famously enjoy dressing up as cartoonish animals, sometimes as a sexual fetish, but more often as a fun escape. It's estimated that at least 250,000 people in the U.S. identify as furries. What? 250,000?
Well, see, here's the thing. I think this is wrong. I don't think being a furry is necessarily wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
I think it's wrong.
No.
I think they did it all wrong.
Let me
She's
explain.
sick in the head. Never get her out of the fucking school.
No,
Away from
I
my
think-
kids. Trying to trans my kids. These goddamn dogs and cats in there trying to trans my kids.
No, I think there are a bunch of people who are into dress up and mascotting
Pup play.
and anime stuff,
And puppy play.
and they just glommed on
Mm-hmm.
to the furry category because they wanted to be part of a group.
Mm-hmm.
But I think furries, really at the heart of it, I think it
Are the
did
most
start.
perverted of all the groups.
Well, I think it did start as a sexual thing, and I think all these other people who just wanted to belong to something and
Yes.
happen to like wearing costumes were like, I'm gonna just use this label so I can be part of a group and feel like I have community.
And and the people and the original furries are like, you guys know this is about fucking, right?
Right.
You guys know this is about anal, right?
And then all the non-sexual ones are trying to justify it.
The original furries, the original a council of furries, I guess you could call them.
Yes, because I think it's a
the
sexual
the order of
subculture.
the order of the furries. You know what I'm saying? The original furries, they all got together and they're like, wow, there's a lot of interest in our rape group because this is a weird fucking I want to be a dog so I can just fucking hump women unconsensually. You know what I'm saying? It is a weird fucking rape group. There's 100% BDSM ties with this. I'm not saying BDSM is all rape. It's all consensual. It's just rape play. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's rape fantasy play. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what the core of furries originally started as.
Yeah, it's a sexual subculture. I think it's the people who watched weird cartoons and like animal cartoons and got turned on by it, and we're like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
if I put on a fursuit and then
Yeah.
act that out?
You know what I'm finna be? I'm finna be Sonic the Hedgehog so I can fuck your fucking ass.
Our favorite TikTok. Well, second favorite.
I'm finna be Sonic the Hedgehog. I fucking ass.
Yeah.
A few people know what I'm
Yeah.
referencing.
That's a good TikTok to go look up. But yeah.
I don't talk about it very much, Flint admitted, just because there's unfortunately still a very negative connotation to the hobby.
I don't talk about it very much, except with my students, which I talk about it all the time.
Oh my God.
Because this is a teacher.
You know, this is unrelated, and I didn't save the article. I should have saved the article for our podcast, but I did see another teacher who he does it's a dude teacher. He does drag, and he told all of his students where to find his like drag website. And he said in your free time, you know, outside of school, so I can't get in trouble, go look up, this is where my drag site is, go look it up. And it's all like incredibly sexually explicit, like
that's what
fucking
drag
BDSM.
usually is.
Oh yeah. It's like him in a thong, fucking shaking his dick around and everything. And of course, there's an article written about it. But you know, he said outside of school, so there's a bunch of people that are like, he said outside of school. What's wrong with that? You know, he didn't do it in the classroom. I mean, he gave them the link in the classroom, sure, and he's their teacher, sure. But like they looked at the pictures outside of the classroom.
Yeah.
It's okay. You know, look. My son's teacher fucked my son, okay?
But it was outside of the classroom.
But it wasn't during math class. It was in his own bedroom, upstairs in my house.
Yeah, so fair game.
Fair game. Look, if you're a teacher who cares enough to come over to my house to fuck my son, hey, you put in the work, bud. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. Anyway, so back to the furries. The crafty preschool teacher even makes costumes for fellow furries and sells them online for $1,200 a pop. When she's not helping shape the next generation, she dresses up in a homemade fur suit. Oh, yes. Okay, so this is the suit. Oh, Jesus.
Those are some thick hips.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that's the character, Lauren. It's not her hips.
No, I know. I'm just saying, the costume itself, those are some thick hips.
Oh, man. I picked up the hobby in the winter of 2020. Wow, Jesus. Uh-oh. I picked this up in the middle of the pandemic because I was horny as shit.
I was alone in my house, and I went down a weird Tumblr rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh, my God. The teacher said
That's
initially...
crazy. That's like, most people over pandemic, they got into like, sourdough bread making and growing succulents and, watching all of Tiger King.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, oh,
I could be the Tiger King. Roar.
I went down a weird sexual subculture rabbit hole.
Well, she does say here, she says, she initially thought furries were really weird and avoided labeling herself as such, even though she loved dressing up as an animal.
So part of her knows that,
This is actually
it's a little out there.
This is actually the most. I'm going to say this. This is some of the best journalism I've seen in a long time, and my bar is low. My bar is very low because we don't see a lot of great journalism. But this person does say this writer. Think about being the journalist here.
Mm-hmm.
He says, or she says, the teacher said she initially thought furries were really weird and avoided labeling herself as such, even though she loved dressing up as an animal. That's journalistic integrity right there. That's saying, look, I interviewed her. She said she thought furries were really weird, but let me tell the audience the truth. This bitch dresses up as an animal, so what does she know about really weird? That's good writing. That's how you write. That's journalistic integrity right there.
Good eye, Josh. Good eye. Good eye.
Now, the Utah native says she's finally embracing the label and has found the courage to go public. I'm just like, what courage? What courage does it take to be like, hey, world, I dress up like a dog. Ruff, ruff.
Yeah, and in the current climate, it's like, sit down. Everybody's a furry these days.
Right. I began to
Get in line. Who isn't?
Yeah. Well, it's just like, if you're white, okay? If you're white and you're not gay or trans,
You gotta have something.
it's like, what do you got? It's like, what do you got to make you interesting? What do you got to make you not the oppressor? It's either you're a furry or you say you got anxiety. And you know what? Anxiety ain't cutting it anymore nowadays.
Right. Now you gotta whip out the sewing machine and start putting together an animal suit.
Just saying, like, I have trauma. That's not cutting it nowadays.
Nope.
It doesn't have as much pull.
Nope.
How are you going to sit at the cool kids table if you're not a fucking freak? That is the thing. Is it used to be the cool kids table and all the weird freaks. And now the cool kids table is the weird freaks. And all the cool kids are like, hey, I can't get in the club. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now they're sitting at the freak table.
Now they're sitting at the freak table.
The things have reversed.
You're right. And I like the freak table. I've stayed at the freak table.
Yeah, we've never left.
We've never left.
We've
never left. We were freaks then, and now we're still freaks. We go, those are the
You're like, when is it going to be our turn?
Yeah, exactly. When is it going to be time for the whites? I'm just playing. For the white freaks. For the straight white freaks. That's my rap group. Straight white freaks.
It sounds like the title of an Insane Clown Posse song, I think.
Absolutely. Yo, we're straight, we're white, we're freaks, motherfucker.
No, I've never listened to an Insane Clown Posse song, so
Me neither.
I could be completely wrong about that. But it feels like that should be a title.
Straight white freaks. Yeah, SWF 40. Stupid. SF 40, I meant. Anyway, I began to reflect on myself and realized that I was probably a furry because I wanted one of the costumes, Flint explained. So I just dove in and made myself a character because I just wanted to give it a try. And now that I'm here, I'm just kind of figuring it out and having a lot of fun doing it. I try a hand job here, I try a blow job there, I try a doggy style there, I try kitty style over here. I'm just figuring it out and getting the hang of it. Sometimes I'm in bondage. Sometimes I have a ball gag.
Sometimes I'm on top. Sometimes I'm on bottom. Sometimes I'm on the side.
Sometimes I'm on a leash and, my partner's putting my face in a toilet and flushing it and giving me a swirly. And I'm going, more, daddy, more. I'm just figuring it out and having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
And I want to share that with my students. Oh my gosh! Here they are putting the costume on, which I guess you have to put in a motion capture suit to get into. Those things. You know what I'm talking about?
You gotta wear.
It's just missing the little balls.
What Andy Serkis wore when he was Gollum.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's hot. Put yourself in a giant condom before you get in your fursuit.
Oh my God! Now,
do you think the school saves a bit of money and has her as the mascot as well? They're just like, we can kill two birds with one stone.
Genius.
We got a teacher and a mascot.
You need to be the principal of a fucking school, Lauren. You're such a genius.
Yeah.
From the very beginning of the fandom, there has been misinformation. TV and media have not understood what our hobby is and then assumed and projected other things onto us, the teacher declared. Is that what we're doing? Are we just assuming that she's a sexual deviant and putting that on her? And if so, does that make us TV and media? We made it, baby!
We made it!
I just thought we were independent media. Last year, the furry subculture hit headlines after a Michigan school district was forced to deny reports that they put a litter box. Our first episode ever. We talked about this.
Hell yeah. You guys should all, if you haven't listened to that episode and you're a first time viewer, go back and watch that one. It's a good one.
Something in crack pipes. Something in crack pipes.
Turd hunts.
Turd hunts and crack
pipes. Go look it up. You're going to love it.
Oh,
If
man.
you like what we're talking about now, you're going to love that.
That's Lauren's opinion. I'm going to say right now, don't go listen back to our old episodes. We were very new at podcasting. The funnier ones are the current ones. Don't go listening through the fucking archive. If you want to hear some funny, go sign up for the Patreon, okay? Here's the thing.
Patreon is all furry content. All furry content all day. That's what we do on the Patreon.
Look,
it's our Furtreon.
I would love to.
That was stupid. I'll never say that again. I'm sorry.
I would love to recommend people go back through the archive and listen to all of our episodes. But here's the thing. I don't know what I said in those old episodes, and I can't guarantee that it's great. I only can remember what I said in the last 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm okay with all that.
Well, I just have a feeling that when we talked about furries on the last time, I think we probably said some funny things.
We'll see. Maybe we should watch it and react to that on our podcast.
Roll clip?
Oh, man. I had a little bit too much to drink. I might vomit on this podcast. Sorry. I'm just joking. Calm down. You don't have to sigh like, oh, Joshua does this all the time.
Get it together, Joshua. This is the last time you vomit on our podcast. You know how many times we've been through this where you just puke in the middle? Never. It's never. What's Glenn doing? Why is he's putting his butt right in your...
Look, he's just a cat. What, Glenn?
Aww.
You got something to say on the podcast? Are you hungry? Okay, anyway. Flint hopes revealing her after-school hobby will further break down the stigma against furries. So it's not even like this. This isn't even a story, Lauren. This isn't even like she came out as a furry and now she's facing a lot of backlash.
Why is she wearing a neck brace?
Oh, God, because that's funner to fuck that way, Lauren. It's because it's more fun to fuck her when she has a neck brace on.
Spinal health is important.
It gives the dog that she's fucking a place. It's a collar, Lauren. It's a collar.
Oh, that's a cone of shame?
Yeah, it's a cone of shame right there.
Ah.
That's attached. You need to attach the leash to something, Lauren.
Ah.
It's not even like that she came out and talked about this and like parents are mad. No, this article is her like putting herself out there going, "Hey, I'm a teacher and I'm a furry. Don't judge me and don't judge other teachers for dressing as animals in their private time and getting fucked and putting their faces in toilets and, eating turds." Whatever the fuck they do. Look, I put a litter box in my student's classroom, and here's why you shouldn't judge me.
But it's for me.
For me. It's not for the kids. Oh, man. She says, please do your research. If you don't, then you're ignorant because you don't want to know. I've done my research. Yeah. I've watched hours of furry porn. I know what I'm talking about. They get on leashes and they put their faces in toilets and they eat turds.
And I think
they eat poop.
Didn't we go to like the Wikipedia page for furries?
Yeah, I think we did that.
It's extensive.
It's extensive.
And
and it's all like, yeah, they fuck the butt, they butt the fuck, they
scriffing and yiffing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
100%. All
yeah.
the things.
Yeah. They get a group of kids, they eat ass, they just fucking, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's insane. This community is full of wonderful people who are smart and kind, she declared. Please just give us a chance to gape your children, is what she said in the article. That's not what I'm saying. That's what she says. Please just give us a chance to gape your children, is what this woman said.
Well, that's not what she said. That's what her fursona said.
That's what the puppy dog said.
The fursona is wild.
Oh, man. This woman's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, she's crazy.
Or she's completely normal. I'm not taking a stance. Russell Brand, he's both guilty and he's innocent. This woman, she's both crazy and both completely 100% normal. Listen, I want her in our classrooms and I want her out of my classrooms.
You want her in the doorway. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I mean, I think you got to be a little bit on the spectrum of crazy to just, over pandemic as your pandemic hobby get into furry play.
Oh, yeah. No, furries are 100% on the spectrum.
There's a little... Yeah, I think you're somewhere in between, like really crazy and somewhat crazy.
Yeah,
you're
no,
in between there.
Definitely, but
You got a little bit of it in you.
Yes, but nowhere near the people that comment mean things on our videos. Those people are the most crazy. 59 comments. 59 comments. Someone goes, judging is not the same as condemning. Each of us makes judgments about things we like and things we dislike in life. Judging can also denote mere preferences. Like, okay, they just popped in to give the definition of judging.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This person says, cost me $2,450 per month to send my 2 kids to private school.
Well, that's
Best
because they
money
had
I've
to
ever
pay
spent.
for the fursuits. And she said they cost like $1,200 a pop, so that's they're just paying for the fursuits.
The school is like, you do need to purchase your own fursuits.
Yeah.
The school will not provide your
We
fursuits.
will not subsidize your fursuits. You need to do that on your own.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Lauren, but we are going to skip to the last story here. Even though I love these 2, we have to do them on a later episode because we're already at 1 hour.
Aww.
And I got to edit these this weekend, and we got 2 more episodes to record before we leave. Again, we're gone. We're leaving. We're getting out of the country for 2 weeks. If you're listening to this podcast right now, we will be off for the first 2 weeks of October. Sorry. Go subscribe to our Patreon. There will be 2 episodes. We pre-recorded a couple ones for that one because people are paying for them. Remember that you get these for free, and then we hope that you love them. Please share them with people. When we're back in 2 weeks, we will be right back to normal. Episodes every single Monday, Patreon every single Wednesday, and clips every single week on our Instagram page. And we'll be on Rumble. So look for us there. Follow us there. Okay. Let's move on to the very last thing because I'm losing steam and I don't want to lose it anymore. I feel like I'm getting more and more muffled. Do you hear me like getting lower?
No.
No? I feel like I'm just starting to get muffled like hell. You know what? I'm going to take these headphones off.
All right.
Ugh, okay.
Take them off.
Lauren.
Take them off.
Hey there, folks. I just want to take a quick moment to tell you about the best way to support Working Crass Podcast, and that is patreon.com/workingcrasspod. You guys know that we're a small independent podcast. We're making the type of content that YouTube loves to censor. We just want to make people laugh here at Working Crass Podcast, and we're doing that unfiltered and unrestricted over on our Patreon. Not only do you get a wild bonus episode every single week, but you're also going to get anything that YouTube takes down, scrapped episodes that we didn't feel comfortable putting out in the public, and behind-the-scenes sketch content, a whole lot more bonus content that you're absolutely going to love. Here's a quick clip of one of our latest episodes. You know, some people want to be firefighters. Some people want to be doctors. Lauren wants to be covered in her own shit and told, you're beautiful and just the way you are.
And you know what? That's the ultimate, sense of security right there.
Yeah.
So if you like what we're doing on our podcast, if we make you laugh week after week, please, please, please consider supporting us by subscribing to the even funnier content that we're putting out over on patreon.com/workingcrasspod. All right. Back to the show. This one I saved so fast because I was like, that's a podcast. That's a podcast article.
Yeah.
And it's not an article. It's a Reddit. It's a true off my chest. This is a place to get personal things off your chest, and this was a great one. I lost attraction to a woman because she smelled like poop during sex, and now she's angry at me. Already, such a rich story here. Such a beautiful, rich story. Hey, Glenn, can you maybe not try to get at the can you maybe not try to mix the podcast for me? Hey, Glenn, are you hungry? All right. Anyway,
that was just our audio mixer podcast producer, Kat.
Yeah. Hey, you got another story for us?
Nope.
Oh, nothing there.
Nope.
Nothing there. Nope.
Nope, he's done.
Nope. He goes, nope, fuck you. We were hooking up doggy style when I noticed the back shot air literally stunk like shit. Damn, what a sentence. We were hooking up doggy style when I noticed the back shot air. I've never heard that phrase. The back shot air. That's when you fucking in the air that comes out that ass.
I thought the air that comes out the ass is a fart.
No, girl, that's just back shot. Girls don't fart. That's just back shot air.
I mean, I feel like that's what a fart is supposed to smell like. Yes.
It's like I don't know. It's like a car backfiring. That's like when a woman farts, it's a backfire. Yeah, we're hooking up doggy style when I noticed the back shot air literally stung like shit. I ain't even joking. That shit factory reset me, and I could have swore my body took a screenshot. I'm sorry, I didn't read this before I saved it. I just read the first, the title.
I think this is literary masterpiece.
This is journalistic integrity.
This is
that shit factory reset me, and I could have swore my body took a screenshot.
I think this will go down.
Damn, that's shit.
This will go down in history amongst the greats of phrases that just resonate with the human sentiment. You know what I mean?
Yes. With the great poets and artists.
Mm-hmm.
That shit factory reset me, and I could have swore my body took a screenshot.
That shit factory resetteth me, and I swore my body tooketh a screenshot. So Shakespearean to a core.
Shakespearean.
I love it.
This person goes, immediately turned off. I found myself thinking the next day, I don't want to sleep with this person anymore. I find a lack of hygiene to be inconsiderate and even a little disrespectful to partners, especially when it's noticeable during intimacy, like kissing or sex.
Well,
now, I don't disagree with a lot of this stuff. It's just
if it's notable during kissing, that's a powerful
Jeez,
odor.
Jesus fucking Christ! Why does this person smell like shit?
Like if you're just kissing someone and you smell an odor like that, that's bad.
I'm gonna already say this is overthinking it too. It's like I slept with a girl and it smelled like shit, and I kind of thought, man, I don't know if I like this or not. It's like, look, if you're hooking up with someone, they smell like shit. They smell like shit. You don't like it. Well, most people don't like it. If you do like it, you do like it. And you know what? I'm going to say that this person, just like everybody else we talked about in this podcast, this person might have liked it and they might have not liked it. I'm not going to say that they liked it or not. And I'm not going to say smelling like shit is good or it's bad. Okay?
I'm going to go out on the record and say I think that's bad.
Well, you're a bigot, so
I don't think you should smell like shit. I think it's not pleasant.
They go, I find a lack of hygiene to be inconsiderate and even a little disrespectful to partners. A little? Smelling like poo-poo is a little disrespectful to your partner? You don't know how many hours of work I put in to make sure I don't smell like poo-poo for you, my partner, my wife. I spend hours all day. I get up early so that I can work on scrubbing just to get the poop smell off of me. It is disrespectful to your partner to smell like shit. Yes. This person said, I tried to be mature and have the conversation in person, but even then I knew she would take it pretty bad. She spirals down into very negative thoughts about herself. I'm sorry, but if you're the type of person who spirals into negative thoughts about yourself, please make sure you don't also smell like shit.
Yeah.
Because someone's going to tell you and you're going to spiral. Or everyone's going to be afraid to tell you that you smell like shit because they know you're going to spiral, and then you're just always going to smell like shit.
Well,
so if you're the type of person who spirals into very negative thoughts, I mean, spend a lot of time trying to make sure you don't smell like shit.
Or hand out nose plugs to all the people in your life.
Brand nose plug. Like, you got to come up with your own brand of them, okay?
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
Just to be considerate, be like, you know what? I might smell like shit, so here, this is a way for you to not have to experience that.
He goes, I didn't want her to think there was anything wrong with her as a person, so I tried to bring her down slowly. But here's the thing. If you always smell like poo-poo, there is something wrong with you as a person. There's a character flaw. Is there not? If you always smell like poo-poo, doo-doo, like dookie, if you smell like feces as a human being, there's a character flaw. And that character flaw is that you smell like poo-poo.
I'm going to say it's not so much character flaw as it is an aroma flaw.
Okay. Okay. And would you say it is your choice or is not your choice to smell like poo-poo?
Well, it depends on why.
Yeah.
It would depend. It would depend on
Yeah, like
why.
if you just accidentally shit your pants, you're gonna smell like poo-poo, but you didn't choose.
Because to me, that
you didn't
sounds like
choose.
she let out a fart while they were being intimate, and he was like, "Damn, that stunk."
All he said was doggy style, and here's the thing: we don't know if that was.
But
anal.
he said backshot air.
But what? And you claim to know what that means? Because I sure as
To me,
fuck
that reads fart.
Okay, I thought that he just meant the air of the back shot when you're pulling out as versus going in. The back shot, the air created by pulling out smelled like shit. I did not assume that she farted or that he was aware that she farted.
All right.
Also, why is stunk like shit underlined and almost look like a link? Like, is this a link to a Wikipedia page that explains what stinking like shit is?
It's a link to a scratch and smell sticker that you can order.
I'm a little afraid. It's actually a link to a YouTube page. What are we gonna get to
no.
here? Oh no, it's the SpongeBob when he asks him if he stinks. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's just comedy gold.
I didn't want her to think anything was wrong with her as a person. I just needed to tell her she smells like shit. When the morning rolled around, she made a joke about me going to work and basically ended it with, "You'll provide for us, baby," which I just had to shut down. I was already trying to figure out what I was going to say, but that kind of kicked me in the ass and made me realize that she has far deeper feelings and intentions for me than she initially displayed. Oh, so as soon as she said, "You're going to provide for us," he goes, "Man, am I really gonna provide for some doo-doo smelling bitch? Am I really gonna provide for this stinky Sasquatch of a woman?"
Or hear me out. Maybe she doesn't smell like shit. And then as soon as she said, "You'll provide for us," he was like, "You know what? I think she might smell like shit." And this is
he
his way
retroactively is
Yeah.
like blaming her for smelling like shit because he doesn't want to provide.
and it's his way to get out and be like, "See, everybody agrees with me."
I told her that while I think she's a great person, I don't think we should continue seeing each other or hooking up anymore. She immediately spiraled and went into repair mode. I tried to minimize damage by blaming myself. No, it was me. It was my dick who smelled like shit.
I don't know why when she said that he'll provide for them, that he didn't just respond like, "Yeah, I'll provide you with some like wet wipes, with some soap,
a shower,
a bidet."
Oh my gosh. And in short, I basically gave her the "it's not you, it's me" cliche, and it kind of worked too well because she exploded on me a couple days later in my Instagram messages. It was then she accused me of only dating the wrong people so that I could have a pedestal to put myself on. Hey, no judgment there. That's a great option, okay? I'm just saying, if you want to go date horrible people so that you can feel better than them, do it. I'm all for it. And also, I think it's wrong to do it. Okay? Don't do it. I'm saying do it and don't do it. She said that she was the best option for me and that I'm stupid for not wanting to be with her. She accused me of chasing dysfunction because it's the only way for me to appear good or functional by comparison. Damn, I mean, she really just went for his character. But it's like, yeah, well, maybe I do all those things, and maybe you do all over me while I fuck your ass. That actually pissed me the hell off, but I still bit my tongue, is what he says. That's funny. I wanted to tell her really bad that I really just called things off because she smelled like unwiped, marinated swamp ass and expected me to fuck her. I just left her undelivered, and she blocked me after an hour of me not responding.
This man just paints a picture with his words.
I love it. Journalistic integrity at its finest. Beautiful. Mwah. I would buy this guy's book if he wrote a book. Go, I fucked a doo-doo lady. By Reddit guy.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. Literally. Holy shit. Holy doo-doo shit. Stinky pussy. Stinky butt. So, and that's the thing is I don't know. Was this anal or was this vaginal? He never said. He just said doing it doggy style. You never know. Doggy can mean doing it anal. Doggy can mean doing it vaginal. You know, doggies do it in both holes. As that teacher knows.
Well, no, she's a Dutch angel dragon.
Oh, sorry.
So-
Dragons can do it in any hole too. And draggies and doggies and kitties and you know whoever else is in the community. And
Yeah.
Russell Brand. Russell Brand's in there too. Hello, buddy.
I think this lady was practicing Kundalini on this man. She was trying to like manipulate him into staying with her. She's like, you do not smell shit.
Kunda-Stinky. Talking about Kunda-Stinky yoga.
She's like, I don't smell like shit. You're the one who smells like shit, actually.
Yeah, real controlling. Damn. Ugh.
Yeah.
Gross. Well, and that is actually the complaint that those women had about Russell Brand is that he just kind of smelled like poo-poo. He had dingleberries. they were hooking up. He had dingleberries and I felt uncomfortable. I couldn't tell him. Anyway, what'd you learn today? What'd you learn today? Sorry.
Nothing.
This cat
he's
keeps
done.
meowing when I don't have the microphone up, and then I put the microphone up. He goes silent.
Yep.
You hungry?
Nope,
Yeah.
he's done. He's done.
He's done.
You took him away from his one job, which is controlling the audio board, and he said, "I will no longer respond to you."
He goes, I'm not getting paid to podcast.
Yeah.
What'd you learn today?
I learned that at the Working Crass podcast, we don't pass judgments on anything. We say
yes and we say no.
We say yes, we say no. We say in and out. We say do a doo-doo lady, don't do a doo-doo lady.
Yep.
We refuse to make any hard judgment on anything. And I think
we have like agnostic opinions, you know? It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer. Yes and no.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I think that all the people we read about today should operate the same way.
I agree. I like to think of it a little less like, you know, that we like have like a wide range of opinions and more like we just are completely arrogant. And you know, we don't think things through and we just go, you know what? Maybe, who cares? Here's what it is. I like to think that you and I have zero moral compass. We just go.
Well, we have a moral compass. It's just that the needle is always in between locations. It never picks a hard, position to be in.
Yeah. My position's always hard. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. What did I learn today? Well, I learned that I shouldn't drink before the podcast at all because I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You should do it on the podcast.
Yeah, y'all want to end this podcast with me Hurling.
Would that get us more views or less views?
That would lose us probably half of our following. That we would lose more than Russell Brand has lost in the last several days.
Yeah, but we could post it as a clip that's like
On Rumble, we're gonna gain an audience, baby.
we could post it as the clip like man reads story about woman who smells like doo-doo and vomits
And
live.
literally vomits. Man literally vomits over teacher who's a furry.
Yeah. And then we could get maybe we get a ton of views.
They
that way.
let these freaks teach our children. I just vomit. Russell Brand did what to those women?
Yeah, maybe that's the one we go with.
That one, yeah,
Yeah.
that'll get us big on Twitter. You know, we put that on, or maybe not.
Man
Twitter's not.
disgusted by Russell Brand's actions.
Yeah. Russell Brand did what?
Yeah.
Oh
I did not
man.
now we may get viewers that then start listening and hate everything we say,
Oh yeah, no, definitely. We already do that.
but we would welcome them to
We
the
have
club.
plenty. We have plenty of listeners who hate everything we say.
We welcome the haters. We welcome the lovers. We help.
You said
we
that.
welcome the differenters.
You said we would have listeners that hate everything we say, and 5 of our listeners go, "Hey, she's talking about me now."
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, we welcome everybody.
We welcome everyone. The people who are right, the people who are wrong, and the people who don't care about whether or not they're right or wrong. Folks, thanks for listening. Sorry that we're off for a couple weeks. We'll miss you.
We're going on an overseas furry convention. That's where we're gonna
We
be.
gotta go to a furry convention, but we'll be back and we'll be gaped up, ready to do another podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Working Crass Pod. I'll try to post some like pictures of stuff while we're gone. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, if you give a shit at all about us, I don't know. None of you fucking do anyway. Goodbye.
Bye.